What's up, what's up, what's up, ladies and possums? We are Offensive Points. I'm always riding with Josh and Billy, and tonight we have some hot takes for you for the 2025 fantasy football season. Josh, Billy, what is up?
This might be my third favorite podcast we ever do. And the first two are just Royal Rankings Rumbles because those just get heated. But I think this one might get just as heated. And I'm looking forward to talking because we all have our favorites and we're all pretty, in consideration, close enough in ranking with certain people. This is about the people that we're not close on. And I feel like it's going to get hot. It's a little calm right now, but I think in 20, 30 minutes, the heat might be dialed up a bit, Billy just took a shower, so he's going to be getting a little sweaty from this because we're going to get a little hot here. Like, I just have a feeling
have to take another one.
Yeah, you might have to.
I'm going to start off with one that's going to piss you guys off. So
I love that.
I do love that. Hold on real quick. I forgot. The one thing I needed to get ready for this podcast was to take a fireball shot, and I forgot to grab it. So give me 1 sec.
That is fair.
Talk to yourself.
Don't worry. I'll just go ahead and talk about the Eagles. So first hot take is Saquon breaks all of the curses, and no curse exists, and Saquon rides off into. No, I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, man, is that bold? Is that bold?
I'd say that it is with 4.
Is it bolder saying that there's going to be a curse, let alone 3 of them that are going to derail him this year, or just is it bolder to assume that he's going to be elite like he was last year? I mean, we think that they're probably going to have to throw the ball more this year because they have a much more difficult schedule. But I would say that the people saying that he's not going to do awesome are the ones that are being bold right now. Because
that is true.
For all intents and purposes, he's great.
I feel like it's all easy, right? People can just be like, oh, Saquon's going to have a bad year because he had a good year last year, and then it doesn't happen 2 years in a row. Not since 2003. It's like, okay, man, whatever.
You know why they say that, Josh? Is because they drafted Christian McCaffrey last year, and they are so salty about it that they just have to bring Saquon into.
You know what? I thought I was going to go last, but I'm actually going to bring my first one up here because you just brought him up, Mr. CMC himself, and I think Christian McCaffrey has a mostly healthy season, and the 49ers win the NFC West, and just to caveat it, I'm going to go ahead and say he's the number 1 fantasy player because when Christian McCaffrey's healthy, he is the number 1 fantasy player. So that's my first hot take. And yeah, everybody's mad at Christian McCaffrey after last year, which, dude, I get it. I was there. I was in the same boat. It sucks. But everything we know right now is he's fully healthy. He's going in. Yeah, they just got Bijan Robinson. I'm not worried about that taking away workload. I think that's more of a backfill of all the running backs that they let go. Last year, they had 4 running backs on their roster. They let go two of them, and Elijah Mitchell and Jordan Mason are both gone. And now it's just Garendo. And I think they just got a little worried that Jordan James got banged up. Their rookie. This was more of a backfill situation than we don't believe in Christian McCaffrey. And I just feel like at this point, you kind of have to just assume Christian McCaffrey is going to be fully healthy, and he might be the bargain bin Saquon Barkley this year, where you get him at the back of the first round, early second round, and I mean, that's a league winner, in my opinion. So bold, but not so bold once again. I mean, I guess we're fighting against injuries here is what we're fighting against.
Well, that's the one thing the 49ers have a plethora of is injuries right now. So, I mean, they could very well need to use both of these guys to even field a team this year because everyone seems to be hurt. We got Juwan Jennings holding out. All of their wide receivers are suspended or injured, and then you got the running backs banged up. It did look like Jordan James was back in practice today, so that's a good thing. I agree with your take. I disagree with the fact that Bijan Robinson is going to be a backup. They did not trade for him not to get any snaps in this offense. Kyle Shanahan said he loved Bijan Robinson coming out, and I think we've seen what McCaffrey is. He's awesome, but he's probably not the guy that takes 100% of the snaps like he used to be in his career when he was with the Panthers. So I think that we see Bijan Robinson on the field enough to where it's a thorn in the side for Christian McCaffrey, but I do agree with you that Christian McCaffrey is elite and will have an elite season.
I mean, I didn't ever say he was going to be a backup. I just more so said this was backfill, but yeah, he's going to have a role, clearly. I don't believe it'll be as big as you think it is, but I mean, I definitely think he definitely gets some carries, and maybe he vultures some goal line carries. And honestly, maybe that's the best thing for Christian McCaffrey right now. Maybe he just can take a break every once in a while, take a series off, and just give him a break for a second. Don't use him 27 times in a game, because you don't need to. He can do enough damage in 17 carries in a game, 17 touches.
Brian Robinson's score is 9 touchdowns this year. Fireball bet?
Oh, yeah. I'll take that.
All right, write her down.
They're clearly.
All right, I'll write it down. Speaking of fireball bets, I can't find where I wrote down it because it was during the draft. For some reason, my draft notes aren't in my notebook right now, weirdly. But I know it was Jalen McMillan to finish as like a good wide receiver, and that's just factually not going to happen. So for the audio audience, I am taking a fireball shot to pretty much RIP Jalen McMillan's wide receiver on the team.
He got a glass and everything.
Yeah, I like how he has a bottle of Fireball because he knows he's going to be taking shots. I usually just buy the shooters. Little candy cane around Christmas time. That's when I usually go ahead.
I have the shooter.
Yeah. Oh, nice. You
can't,
put it into a
I can't
glass.
chug out of this thing.
Fireball goes
I don't know what it
easy.
is.
You'll be all right. And Billy, any take on the Christian McCaffrey take? This is an actual real
so
hot take here.
why I don't think it's a super hot take is because like it's either one or the other, right? Like he's either they're gonna shoot for and aim and hit the stars, or he's going to be completely nothing. So I feel like yes, like obviously if he hits on all cylinders, there's nothing stopping Christian McCaffrey, and he could easily be the number one. But is it gonna happen? I don't know. Like if he gets hurt, dinged up, anything, I don't know. So I don't know. Lukewarm, in my opinion. But we got to build up to the hottest takes.
Yeah, we'll get hotter.
I got a hot one for you. If you're willing to hear me out,
do it.
Mr. Drakus Londonus breaks Michael Thomas's 2019 record of 149 receptions. We got Darnell Mooney hurt. We got Kyle Pitts just sucking. He's already had an elite target share in camp and at the end of last year with Michael Penix, and we've seen Michael Penix just have an elite track record with wide receivers. So I think Drake London's going to break the record. I think he might even finish as wide receiver 1 overall.
I don't hate it, man.
I like that take. I
don't know about the 140 receptions part, for 149 receptions or whatever it is to break that. I don't think that seems a bit excessive, but what he did with 100 last year was impressive, and any amount above that is just potential to be wide receiver 1. I mean, Jamar Chase can't catch 90-yard touchdowns every game and every year. I mean, he can't get 7 of those or whatever it was, ridiculous big touchdowns. I mean, Drake London could easily just consistently go out and outpace these big performers, the Justin Jeffersons, the Jamar Chases, just because of kind of like the Brock Bowers scenario where there just really wasn't anyone else. Like it's all Drake London. It's his ball game. I'm definitely targeting him. I'm hoping he makes it to the 3rd, but it's looking like he's a 2nd round pick. I mean, he snuck off the board right in my flip just a little bit ago. So
he's been going right at like 12, 13.
Yeah,
14.
Right where I would take him.
Seems to be where he's settled.
This was a super flex as well.
I can't be. I can't. I was hoping we'd have a little bit more disagreement. I'm sure mine are going to go that way, but I like it.
I'll disagree with myself.
It is hot, but like it is hot. That is a hot take, but like I am actually on board for that hot take. So I have no notes. That's good plan.
Thank you. The only caveat is he doesn't play in the slot nearly as much as Michael Thomas did, but I still think it's possible.
He should.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think that they'd move him around considering he'll be their really only weapon. I can't believe they didn't go out and get a wide receiver. Like they originally had Ron. Yeah, they used to have. Well, they had Rondale Moore last year as well as Ray McLeod and Mooney. Like they signed all 3 of them all at the same time, and then Rondale Moore never got healthy. Obviously, I think he had a season-ending injury. And then, like, I just assumed this year they'd go out and replace him, right? Nope, just run it back with the same 3-4 with Kyle Pitts, and it's like, you have to think that this is going to be a Kyle Pitts bump, but at the end of the day, like, I think we're all so jaded to where it's like, nah. But his value is great. The good news is Kyle Pitts. So you're not spending a 3rd round pick on him anymore.
True. I think they trade him. I think somebody trades for Kyle Pitts.
Oh, you traded for him? You traded?
No. I think the Falcons should trade him. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, gotcha.
I think Falcons
if you traded him, that's good for everyone because when you trade someone off your team, they always hit. So just need to make sure.
It doesn't work that way. It's just kind of wild. I guarantee this year is the year that Mark Andrews thing is going to happen, and I was just I was too early. Like I think that's just what's going to happen there. From what happened last year. Okay, I will go first because I believe strongly that Brock Bowers is going to have a Laporta-esque step back in his performance this year. And the reason being is new offense. I haven't liked what they were doing with him in the preseason, like just some of the formations they had. Does not seem to be that they're going to do the same thing again. And then Geno Smith, when's the last time we've been talking about a Seattle tight end that's taken the league by storm? I don't remember seeing one. I don't remember talking about one. So I don't think Geno Smith's I do agree that Geno Smith is a gunslinger. I do agree that there's not a lot of pass catchers on this team, so that could facilitate a lot of targets. However, I just don't think Pete Carroll's offense is going to allow for Brock Bowers to replicate what he did last year, and I think a lot of people that are taking him in the second round, early third, are going to be not extremely disappointed because I still think he'll return some value. I just don't think it's going to be second, third round value.
It's been second round pretty much consistently in drafts too.
Yeah.
First round, a lot of them.
So I actually have a take off of this take, so I'll let Joe go first just to caveat this.
Okay. I like what you're doing because I did not like how much they were using Michael Mayer in this offense. And we have to remember that he was a first-round pick 2 years ago. So, I mean, they want to get him involved. Pete Carroll wants to get him involved. The Jacoby Myers thing is a little worrisome for this whole offense because if you don't have Jacoby Myers out there, what realistically do you have? You have a burnt-out Amari Cooper. We have a Dante Thornton who could do it. And then Jack Betch, who a lot of people are saying can replicate what Jacoby Myers does. He can't. He's not at the same level as Jacoby Myers. But when you add it all up, Geno Smith is one of the most accurate deep ball passing quarterbacks in the NFL right now. And you have a Trey Tucker, you have an Amari Cooper, and you have a Dante Thornton who are going to get open deep, I think, especially for as much as they use 3 wide receivers. So, yeah, I am a little worried about the snap count for Brock Bowers. I do think he is still going to be the number one target on this offense. How that works out, I couldn't even tell you with Geno Smith because you're right. They have never used a tight end in Seattle during his tenure there. That was worth a damn. So,
well, not to mention everyone's projecting Genty to be this RB1 in fantasy and one of the best, offensive rookie of the year candidate. Like, you can't have both. Like, it's not going to just be Genty and Bowers getting all the yards and catches and everything. Like, there's going to have to be wide receiver production. It's going to have to be quarterback production at that point. And I'm not getting Bowers anywhere, which once again, I'll get into it just in a second. But the second round is just so hard for me to take that pick and just sacrifice my team like that. I'd rather go after Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson or Hurts, whoever it is, like whatever it is early on, instead of sacrificing my team for a tight end that should be good.
And Laporta wasn't
early, just pick McBride. McBride has a way easier schedule and probably is going to have a higher target share.
I'd rather just wait 2 rounds and go for Kittle.
Yeah,
get 2 running backs, get 2 running backs, wide receiver, or 2 wide receivers and running back, whatever your poison is, and then go get Kittle if he makes it.
Yeah, Kittle's like the safest pick this year. I'm just gonna say Laporta did not have a completely super disappointing season overall last year. However, where people were drafting him, similar to what they're doing with Bowers this year, you got burned because you didn't get the same value back. It didn't necessarily lose your season, but it could have.
Laporta was the touchdown regression, which is wild because Montgomery was out for half the year. So you'd think that the touchdowns would still be coming, but it was Tim Patrick. It was Gibbs.
Jameson Williams
getting a long touchdown. Amon-Ra, like everybody. Craig Reynolds. Rip. Okay, well, let me just go ahead and segue in here, and we can kind of still have this conversation because this is probably my hottest take of it is more tight ends currently outside the top 5 will finish the season inside the top 5 than those that are currently there. So that's Brock Bowers, Kittle, McBride, Laporta, Mark Andrews. I'm not saying I think it's Brock Bowers or it's Kittle or it's McBride that's going to do bad or Mark Andrews or Laporta. I don't know, but I know that there are some wild cards out there. You could see Ingram jump up 5 spots easily. Tucker Kraft was having a phenomenal year with Jordan Love. I know that's a crowded room. Hawkinson could easily jump up 1. That would be real easy. And then we have the Warren or Loveland, who could be this year's Laporta or Bowers and have the rookie breakout. And then there's wild cards like Pitts, Kincaid, Kraft, Strange, all the lower guys that nobody really wants. And Njoku, Kelsey could have a good year. Maybe the engagement is what he needs. But I just feel like the
Rashee Rice is out 6 games, so it's
Yeah, the parity at tight end is just way too close for me to justify missing that drop off. Kind of like as I was talking about, like that running back wide receiver drop off hits really hard. All of a sudden, you're staring at nothing on running backs and nothing on wide receivers is a little deeper, but that Kenneth Walker cut line, and then you're in Chuba Hubbard and Breece Hall, and I like Breece Hall, I like James Conner, I like some of these guys, but I'm not stoked about that being my number 2 or number 1 potentially. If you go Bowers, like you say, you go get. Probably won't be getting chased. Like say you get, I don't know, CeeDee Lamb, and then you go get Bowers. And then you're sitting at what's left at running back. I'm hoping I can get something good. Kenneth Walker. Okay. Hopefully Charbonnet doesn't have a big role. Like I feel like you're sacrificing way too much not getting one of these top 10 running backs. I'm getting one of them on my team no matter what in any league that I'm in. But I don't know. The tight end, like we don't have the drop off like we used to with it was Kelsey and then there was no one. Like Kelsey made sense to be that guy. True. We've seen 1 year of Bowers. To put him at pick 13, 15 is just wild to me. Like we're banking all this on one really shitty year of Raiders football that Bowers came out on top on. Like we'll see what happens. I mean, and honestly, the Marvin Harrison Trey McBride switch could happen. We could actually get what we thought was supposed to happen Marvin Harrison's rookie year. He could be better than McBride, outsnap him, or out, fantasy him. I don't know. To me, outside of Kittle in the 4th, and that's wishful thinking because that probably won't even happen. Like, I don't know if I'm going tight end early anywhere. I think the Evan Ingrams, the Njoku's, Tucker Crafts are for me, man. I don't know. I'd rather just grab Goddard as a late tight end and just figure it out and stream tight ends than I would hope to get the right one. Zach Ertz can be a good fill-in for time to time. So, I don't know. What do you guys think?
One of my takes was Warren and Ingram are both going to finish as top 5 tight ends. So
yeah. Well, that almost takes care of mine.
Yeah,
just need one more.
No, I like this Harold Fannin too for the Browns. I think that he's. Yeah. This is actually one of my takes as well. So I will just wrap this all
takes,
up.
Man.
I know. I said that Harold Fannin's going to finish as a top 15 tight end. I think that's completely possible. I do think. Does nothing against Njoku. I think Njoku is going to be involved too. I just think that there's going to be a lot of Harold Fannin and Njoku. I think they're going to run a really schemy offense with 2 tight ends. We're not going to go back to the Hernandez Gronkowski thing. I know we've been trying to make that happen since it happened, but I do think there's 2 tight ends here that we could have relevant for the Browns. So yeah, no, I think I can agree with this take a lot. I really do. I mean, I grabbed Hawkinson in the league. Like I was completely out on tight end. I grabbed Hawk pretty late, and I was like, yeah, this feels good to me. I'll take this for sure.
Comparatively to where, Mark Andrews is probably a weird cutoff where it's in between those Laporta, but Kittle's going to the 4th, and then Laporta's going to the 5th, and then there's a couple rounds where you're just sitting there, and eventually Hawkinson and Mark Andrews will get taken. Kelsey probably, because especially if you're in a league with any Kansas City Chiefs fan, but I do like Hawkinson's value a lot. I think I might end up with Hawk in 1 or 2 leagues. I guess I still got 4 more drafts going. Looking forward to them. Man, all these spicy tight end takes. I mean,
I'm going to get off the tight ends for just a second here. I love the tight ends, but
do it.
All right. So originally, I thought George Pickens was going to be a great best ball player. That was kind of what I was planning on. But Dallas had 637 pass attempts last year with Cooper Rush as the quarterback, playing for the majority of the season. So with injuries on the defense, you got Micah Parsons holding out. We got a healthy Dak. I think CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens both finished as wide receiver 1s in fantasy football this year.
Both top 12. Both top 12? Wow.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I think this is the spiciest of takes that we finally disagree with. I know Billy hates the Cowboys, so I'll go first. I hate the Cowboys. I think they'll end up being better than a lot of people think. They currently have the Packers as the second best team in the NFC for some reason. I don't know why analysts keep putting the Packers up there like they're this goated team. I think the Cowboys are going to make a run for that those top 5 spots. Now, will they? I mean, we as we're talking about the NFC East, we haven't had a repeat winner in 25 years or whatever it is at this point. I'm not saying the Cowboys are going to do it, but why couldn't they be good with Dak? I mean, we've seen them play well. Their defense is okay. Their offense can be good with Dak, and CeeDee who CeeDee is, and with Pickens, I do love the addition. Now, I think wide receiver 1 is a little spicy for Pickens. I think a wide receiver 2 would be great. But I do think this team is going to be better than people expect. But yeah, I think you're a little spicy for my taste with that Pickens as a top 12 wide receiver.
I don't think so.
I like it, Joe. You went from like medium warm to like hot by put both in the top 12. I like that a lot. I don't know. I just don't see it with the Cowboys. I think we're going to see CeeDee Lamb be amazing again and Dak be a good quarterback, and then the rest of the team just ain't shit.
So my thought process here is, in addition to what I said about the Cowboys, George Pickens played with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields last year. They threw the ball, 6 times a game on that offense, and he still performed pretty well for fantasy football. We're going to get him on an offense that has a shitty defense and is going to have to throw a ton. I think George Pickens is just going to surprise a ton of people this year. And CD is CD, so I got to keep him in the top 12.
Yeah, I just feel like they're one injury away from, like, say CeeDee Lamb was to miss 5 games. This just being a total train wreck. Like, George Pickens is the one with Dak. Like, it just sounds like a nightmare that I don't want to be a part of.
Yeah, I'm about getting Pickens, and I think his value is honestly great. I think you're a little spicier than I would be on Pickens. I'm definitely gonna. The only reason I haven't gotten Pickens so far is there's this weird lull of people I like right where Pickens is at. So it's like I feel like at some point I'm just gonna grab them for parity, like to have different people, because at the moment right now I'm pretty much drafting the same guys in all my drafts. At some point,
that's the problem.
You gotta diversify.
That's the problem, is because we're in so many drafts, and I know most people are doing 1 or 2, maybe 3 drafts, but we're in so many drafts, and I'm sitting there, and I was like, yeah, Pickens will be good in the best ball, and he'll be fine. And then the more I look at this, I'm just like, dude, George Pickens is going to have a monster fucking year, and he is just going way too late for – but I almost like that third tier of wide receivers better than the second tier wide receivers this year. So I've almost come full circle on that one as well.
I'm warming up to that third tier just in general. Especially after watching the running backs fall off the board, like we kind of talked about with that cutoff line of Kenneth Walker. You got George Pickens sitting there outside of Tony Pollard and Swift. There's David Montgomery, RJ Harvey, James Conner, Chuba Hubbard, and I'm just kind of like, I think I'd rather have Pickens at this point. A guy who can play the game, and if something was to happen to CD, like he's immediately vaulted into a huge share. And I don't know what that looks like, but you have to imagine. I mean, the only thing you have to really worry about with Pickens is can his attitude stay off the field? Can they? And Cowboys are kind of known to have attitudes in that locker room. So hopefully we can not have that in the case.
I was going to say Dallas is the perfect place for him. I mean, if you're going to go from the Steelers to another team, because we've seen Steelers wide receivers go insane, I think Dallas is the right place to go.
All right, Bill, keep up the spiciness. What do you got? What do you got going on?
All right. Omarion Hampton finishes as the offensive rookie of the year. I think he ends up better than Genty. I think he ends up better than Travis Hunter. I think he ends up better than Tet McMillan. I think he ends up better than any other possible person insert here. And I'm not worried about Najee, the one-eyed monster. Like, I'm not worried about anything about that. I'm just saying I think Omarion Hampton is going to have, like 1,200 yards on the ground, couple passes through the air, and I think that he's going to have a monster season. And where he's getting drafted now, next year you're going to have to draft him probably in the second round, but I think he's going to be nipping at the heels of a first-round pick.
I don't hate that at all. I'd love to see it happen. I think the thing is what we were missing here is they signed Najee to the 1-year deal, and then we're like, oh man, all right, well Najee season, and then all of a sudden we got Hampton in there too, and we're like, oh no. And then we have the Najee eye injury, and we're like, okay. And now you got the Najee might play week 1, even though he hasn't touched a training camp snap. Not preseason, training camp. He hasn't not practiced at all. So the thing, he's set up so well. He was set up to take over and be the dude anyway, right? Like, I think we all agree that Omarion Hampton was one of the best backs, second best back at least out of the gate, out of the rookie drafts. But now you have the Najee eye injury, and it just gives him the chance to cement his legacy essentially, and he can just be that dude that they don't let not touch the football. So I don't hate it. I think that is a little spicy though.
It is spicy. I guess my questions are, do you know the odds on that? Number one.
What? I don't, but I will get on that as you.
Number 2 is, how many games do you think Cam Ward has to win for him to win that? So like 6 games, 7 games?
I think it's more about stats.
I feel like it'd be 8.
I feel like it's going to be more about stats if Cam Ward wins it. Like if he wins 8 games and only throws for like 2,900 yards and barely any rushing, like I don't think he wins it. Like just because you're a rookie quarterback, quarterbacks now do get the those awards a little bit more often. But I think if Amarian Hampton goes out there and rushes for what Billy just projected at 1,200 yards and however many touchdowns, and then add some receiving yards to that, and the Chargers make playoffs because of it, I think that gives it to him. If that's outscoring, it has to outscore Genty, obviously. But I'm not going to do this one. This was one of my like 12 is that I have Ashton Genty finishing as a running back 2, and everyone's drafting him as a running back, the running back 4 or 5, whatever it is. We for all the reasons we talked about with the Raiders. It's new system. I feel like he's great. We're not playing at Boise State anymore. We're playing behind a shitty line. I like the take, Billy. It was good.
It's 8-1, Joe.
I like that, man.
It's actually lower than
Ashton Genty's 2-1, Cam Ward's 3-1, Hampton's 8-1, and then it goes 10-1 Travis Hunter, 12-1 Travion Henderson.
The biggest issue
Ibuka 18-1, low key. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, it's not bad.
The biggest problem you have here is if Travis Hunter gets like two or 3 pick sixes and 1,000-yard season, or like 900-yard season, even like just because of.
Yeah, but you can't count him for offensive if he gets pick.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
That is true.
Like you can do
defensive. He get both? Can he win both? How cool would that be?
He can win one. So he's 10-1 in offensive, and he's not. Oh, that's the wrong thing. My bad. He is 10-1 in defensive.
Dude, DraftKings has to have a combined option.
That'd be cool. You can pick them both. I mean, I bet. Well, you can probably parlay them, but I wonder if there's like a pre-made parlay or whatever that has Travis Hunter winning both.
Has to be a special one.
Has to exist.
I'm gonna have to go over to Illinois, drop some money.
Yeah, when do we get our gambling, Billy?
Hey,
gambling
expert. While we're talking about gambling for a second,
sucks. Sorry.
Yeah, it does take a listen.
Very good. Can we pump the brakes a little bit on Ibuka? Because Chris Godwin's going to be back, and Mike Evans is still there. I love Ibuka. I love the value you're getting on Ibuka. He's going to be great for the start of the season. I'm just a little bit worried that his value is getting a little bit out of hand right now with the fact that Godwin, who was the wide receiver 2 through like 8 games last year, is going to be back, and Mike Evans is still there.
Even if Godwin goes on the pup, I still don't understand why Ibuka is being drafted where he's being drafted. Like,
I think people are just thinking that he's going to be ascendant, like he's going to be the best wide receiver on this team.
Well, yeah, but why? But why the Mike Evans fade? Why is Mike Evans going where he's going?
I mean, I think he's going to be good. I think the thought is he is also going to be good. It's just Ibuka is going to be better.
But Mike Evans is going in that like wide receiver 3 territory. Like it's pretty close. I guess he's wide receiver 14 technically on DraftKings or on Fantasy Pros, but he's going late, dude. Like in all the drafts I'm in, he's like after Marvin Harrison, McLaurin, DJ Moore, Cortland Sutton. Like he's in that same ball field, and it is wild to
me. Okay, so I looked it up before just to close the loop. Just to close the loop, Travis Hunter it's 100-1 for him to win both awards.
Oh, I will have some money on that.
That would be absolutely insane. I mean, he's the second best odds in defensive, so he just has to get. It's the offensive one that he's got to climb.
See, this is why I can't bet or do a betting show though, because that's like the only bet I am interested in doing, because
the 100-1.
I am so.
What about
excited.
this other bet? What about this other bet? Don't do it. Just bet on Travis Hunter.
Yeah, just bet on the craziest shit you can find all the time, and if it happens, you'll feel real good about yourself.
Okay.
All right. It's time, guys. It's time to talk about it.
Joe, the Bears plus Caleb Williams to win Super Bowl MVP is 250-1.
All right, I'm gonna go get my wallet after this. We're going to Illinois right after this.
All right, next hot take, and it is hot. You guys don't believe it's hot, and you guys can probably just go ahead and see this one coming. But Chase Brown finishes closer to an RB3 than he does to an RB1. I think everyone has got their mind made up about Chase Brown. That'd be 18 in a 12-man league, 18 or under, so 19. That's for the fireball bet. I did that for y'all. I assume y'all want to take that.
Sign me up.
Yep, I figured. Everyone has just assumed. Okay, so we're talked about how we think Bucky might be the real deal. Like Bucky might vault a lot of these guys. Bucky's going one pick above Chase Brown, at least in running back wise. Maybe fit a wide receiver in between them, depending on the rankings. I picked Bucky over Chase Brown just a little bit ago whenever I did a draft because I'm like, why would I take the guy who's on a good offense over a guy who's just really good? Now, Chase Brown, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against him. I just don't think he deserves to be ranked this high. I think this has been a ranking problem. This is for all of us analysts out here. We've hyped up Chase Brown to be this dude, and he's going to be just okay. And he's not going to get your 20 carries a game. He's not going to get 100 yards a game. He's not even going to get 5 catches a game. It's really just a mediocre stat line that he has all the time. And now it could be consistent, but I think Taj Brooks is going to be involved. I think our boy Samaje Perine is going to steal some catches from him. I think this offense might just end up being so bad that Chase Brown doesn't get a chance, or the defense will be so bad that this team doesn't get a chance to use Chase Brown, because I don't think there will be a catch-up moment. It'll be, we got to throw deep to T. Higgins and deep to Jamar Chase, maybe even throw to Gesicki.
Noah Fant.
This running back 8 in PPR is just way too ascendant. We're going over Jonathan Taylor, over Josh Jacobs, barring, Josh Jacobs only played in the first half. He still scored more points than Chase Brown throughout that time while just playing half of a football game. You just need to pump the brakes on Chase Brown. I don't dislike the player at all. Dislike the ADP. ADP is trash, and I don't understand why anyone's drafting him. The only thing that's cool for me is I get good running backs because other people are going and drafting Chase Brown. Go ahead.
Okay. I have a huge problem with what you just said.
I know.
And you said our boy Samaje Perine. And I want to know when the hell Samaje Perine has ever been our boy.
That was sarcasm because we hate Samaje Perine for some reason.
Okay.
For some reason, and to be fair, he was actually Billy's boy at one point because he did play at Oklahoma. So
that's true. He was good.
I don't think you're off with the point that you're making, that he's probably going a little bit too early. I do think you're a little bit off on the fact that he's not going to catch a lot of passes, and you're off on the fact that he's not going to get a ton of work. Last season, they went into this thing thinking Zach Moss was going to be their starter. He got hurt, and then all of a sudden it's Chase Brown, who they had no interest in making a full-time player at the time. They saw what Chase Brown can do, and now everything that we're hearing from their side of things is Chase Brown's the dude. And honestly, with the contracts that they've been doling out to everybody, they have no reason not to run Chase Brown into the ground because he's essentially free. You got Taj Brooks to back him up. I do like Taj Brooks a lot, especially with the fact that Chase Brown did get injured last year. So I'm not worried about Samaje Perine. And I do want running backs on good offenses. I think the defense sucks enough that he's not going to be taken out of the passing game at all. And he's probably going to get a lot of goal line opportunities as well inside the 20. So I see what you're saying, but I don't agree with it. But it's bold.
Chase Brown caught 50 balls last year for 300 yards, an average of 5 yards per target, 6 yards per catch. Like, that's not good. Like, they're going to find someone that can do it better, whether that's Taj Brooks, Samaje Perine, or someone that's not on the team yet.
Well, I think Samaje Perine will eat into the pass catching work. I just think the amount of touches Chase Brown's going to get, it's going to return value. Now, in the future, you're probably right. He's not long for this fantasy world, but like for the time being, this season, I don't know. I feel like he's going exactly where he's probably going to finish. This offense is going to be explosive, and if they get down to the 1 yard line, there's no one else touching that ball other than Chase Brown, and maybe passing. But like, if it's rushing, it's definitely him.
I'm gonna have to disagree with y'all there.
I'd take 50 for 300 because that's 80 points. Number one, and number two, that's like, I think Joe Burrow just gets in so much trouble behind that line that he just wings one to Chase Brown, and Chase Brown gets tackled immediately because Joe Burrow is trying to stay alive back there. So. Not too worried about the average per catch, but
the vault from running back 11 to running back 8 or whatever it is, I don't know. Everyone ranking has different varying principles here. but the jump from 11 to 8 on 50 catches for 300 yards, like that to me is not giving me a justification of jumping 3 people, whether it's Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, or whoever it is that they're jumping over. You got real guys going out there and rushing for 1,400 yards, and then you got Chase Brown out here rushing for maybe 1,000 and catching 40 balls for 300 yards. I'm out. Like why are we betting on a hopeful? I understand the up and coming. So for example, Devon Achane last year was probably on this boat where he went real late. Nobody was really expecting much from him. He bust off that 4-6 touchdown game or whatever the hell it was against the Broncos, the 70-point game, and we saw flashes of holy crap, this dude's really good. And then he went and showed it the next year, and it was really good. We didn't get any of that from Chase Brown. We just got quantity. That was what it was. And I don't think the quantity is going to be there because they played with Zach, like you said. Zach Moss started the season as a leading back. He got injured. He's gone. You had Khalil Herbert, who they thought was something, was nothing. They couldn't do anything with him, so therefore Chase Brown got more. They went out and drafted Taj Brooks. Now, I'm not saying Taj Brooks is the end-all, be-all answer. They went out and got Samaje Perine to go take over some passing game. I think there's a chance that this is just a mediocre season for Chase Brown. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, he'll be fine. But I just to justify drafting him on that second turn, or on the first turn, second turn, whatever, first round pick, 24, 25 spot, I'm just not doing it. Not doing it.
Fair.
Okay.
Fair.
Fair to your opinion. I just feel like we're gonna look back and it's.
I hope so. I hope I'm wrong. Because I actually really like his brother. Sidney Brown's awesome.
I would say he passed the eye test for me last year. I mean, the games I was watching, I was like, man, this dude's good. I mean, obviously you had the games against the Browns and the Ravens and stuff where he didn't do as much, but I don't know. I'm for it. And the schedule is pretty easy this year, so I'm not against Chase Brown. I would take Jonathan Taylor and Josh Jacobs ahead of him. That's personal preference.
And Bucky.
That's fair. I think he's going to – I mean, not as good Josh Jacobs, but I think he's going to be in that ballpark. Okay. Ready? I got this. This is probably the hottest one I've got, but I have another one after this. But I think this one hot enough. Braylon Allen's going to be the starting running back of the Jets by probably week 9. And he's going to have over 1,100 yards rushing. I think Breece Hall is going to get some pass work, but it's going to be Braylon Allen's rushing attack.
Wow.
I feel like this is the one. Yeah, this is the one you were vetting before the show because we were like, I need to check or whatever. Everybody has an opinion on Breece Hall, and they all stink. Breece Hall is a great running back. There's nothing wrong with Breece Hall. You know what there was wrong with? The Jets.
I just smell something. That something is off. And it's just leading me down the road that Braylon Allen, 21 years old, is going to take this backfield over. Not saying Breece Hall isn't a good running back. Not saying when Breece Hall goes to whatever team he's going to next, because I doubt they're going to extend him after the season, that he's not also going to have a good career at that next team either. I just think for this one season, this is the changing of the guard type season. And this team's going to be an incredible rushing attack. I just feel like with Justin Fields, I just feel like it's going to be a Fields-Allen situation here with Breece Hall.
Why would it not be Breece Hall? Why would it just be Allen? I don't understand.
Braylon Allen's a better running back.
I hard disagree, which is the funniest part. But for the reason that you just said just a moment ago is the reason why you're wrong, because Breece Hall is on his last year of a contract here. They're not going to sign him to an extension. Why the hell would
if this was because it's a new coaching staff? Like they're not this. It's like a different.
They're gonna put him into the dirt. Unfortunately, for Breece Hall, like he's gonna get workhorsed and he's gonna go sign his contract elsewhere, obviously. But they're not gonna let's waste Braylon Allen, who's gonna be on our team next year. Like I'm actually.
I think they want to compete. I think they want to compete to win games, and if they want to compete to win games, and they think Braylon Allen's going to be their starting running back going next season,
running back, which is Breece Hall.
Well, to us maybe, but to them it might be Braylon Allen. So I think they're going to have to start getting him in there, start getting him integrated into the offense.
What's the fireball bet? Because I'm in.
Braylon Allen finishes ahead of Breece Hall.
Yeah, I guess you did say week 9. So yeah, okay, cool, easy money. Put it down.
Joe?
I think you're onto something in regards to I think it's going to be a 50-50 split between Braylon Allen and Breece Hall, with Fields taking a majority of those rushes also. Fields was actually really good at the dump offs to the running back, so I think that Breece Hall is going to be in on a lot of those. I don't see Braylon Allen having the same upside in that regard. So I think Breece Hall stays on the field enough to ward off a complete takeover by Braylon Allen, but Braylon Allen is going to be used and has looked good in camp with the different running scheme to be more of that short yardage back. And it kind of seems like this offense is going to be, 3 yards, hope for 4 yards on third down. And I could see Braylon Allen getting a lot of run on that one. So it's tough to bet on any running back with Justin Fields. He's such a good runner that he's going to take a lot of those. But I don't think Breece is going to be completely phased out, or Allen's going to take the majority of the work. But I see what you're saying. I don't disagree with you. I just disagree with the full takeover.
I disagree wholeheartedly. But
it's hottest one I got, because I truly believe that.
I do think that this, once again, man, Billy, all your takes lead into my other takes. I know we're technically done with our threes here, but I got one more.
I still got two more.
Oh, do we got more?
Keep going. We got plenty of time.
All right. You said three. You said at least three.
We've been burning through. Well, I didn't know we were going to burn through them so quickly.
We are burning
some
through
of these.
All right. Well, on the same topic, and to Joe's point, the reason I'm not targeting Breece Hall as much as I would be is because of Justin Fields. And the reason of that is I think Justin Fields finishes as a top 5 quarterback this year. He actually just went in the super flex league so late, and I'm so mad I didn't get him. I kept thinking about it, but I was like, I grabbed Jalen Hurts my first pick, and I had to just fill out the roster. But I think Fields finishes in the top 5. This quarterback list, man, like, it gets real ugly. Like, and then it's like, there's some hopefuls, right? So we got Bo Nix, second half of the season. Great, right? Hopefully it's good for this year. Patrick Mahomes, still got Matt Nagy as his coordinator. Not buying it. Baker Mayfield, lost 2 wide receivers before the season even started. Not looking great. Jaden Daniels, can he do it again? Let's see. Kyler Murray, it's Kyler Murray, man. Like, we all hope for it, man. It's all fun. It's fun when he's playing. Sometimes he's not. Dak, coming off an injury, does have some weapons, could vault up there too. Brock Purdy literally lost every single wide receiver that's ever been on his team, except for Ricky Pearsall, who's fully healthy. Proud of him. And then Justin Fields. Like, why is he going as the 12th? Like, I think he went as the 17th quarterback. For some reason, he's super low on sleeper. By the way, anyone doing a sleeper redraft league, check Justin Fields, because he's super low right now. But why not, dude? Like, everyone has hated Justin Fields for all this time. Yes, he was not pro ready. The Bears set him up for no success at all. He had the one season with DJ Moore where it looked pretty good, and we were like, okay, this is looking good. And then they got rid of him, and then they went and drafted Caleb Williams. And then you bring him to the Steelers for 1 year, and he was doing fine. He was winning games. I know it wasn't like the prettiest, sexiest football in the world. But the Steelers really aren't the prettiest, sexiest team in the world. Like, he was out there playing Mike Tomlin football, who was the coach who wins 9 games a year, like 8 games a year, depending on how many games are in the season. Why can't Justin Fields go out there and throw for 3,000 yards and run for almost 1,000 and get a shit ton of touchdowns? That was a little bit excessive. But it was a bit excessive. But you know what I'm talking about, man. This dude is fast. He can go out there and run for 800 yards, 10-plus touchdowns, and then go throw for 20-something. And, dude, the mobile quarterbacks are the ones that get it. And honestly, there's not a whole lot of pure ones left. Like, we got Jaden Daniels, who needs to stop already, and it's only his year 1. You got Jalen Hurts, who's not really a runner anymore, more so just a tush-push guy. And, every once in a while, break off a big one. And then you got Lamar, who already lingering to a hand issue. Josh Allen's not I wouldn't say pure runner, but definitely gets some rushing yards. Justin Fields is probably going to lead all quarterbacks in rushing yards. I just have to imagine if he plays a full year, there's no way that anyone else does it, I imagine. Kyler maybe, but once again.
I mean, in 2023, he had 1,100 yards rushing.
It's possible.
If he's the starter for the full season, I don't think 1,000's out of the range.
It felt.
And he's got his boy Garrett Wilson. So he had one bad preseason game,
and he's got
Breece
Hall and Braylon Allen. We'll go ahead and just combine the two of them. And then you got this Mason Taylor guy who everybody's saying is going to be good. I can't.
Josh Reynolds. I'm kidding.
I can't believe they got rid of Malachi Corley today. Like, dude, him getting cut was
when they don't have any wide receivers.
Yeah, for real. They have Alan Lazard, right?
Lazard is still there. Yeah, I think so. But who is their second and third? I don't even know. Oh,
It's
Josh
Reynolds,
Reynolds.
right?
Reynolds. Yeah, it's Reynolds,
Arian
Lazard, Arian Smith, Xavier Gibson, Irvin Charles. A bunch of guys I've never heard of.
They got to
So
go
they
get
get-
Tyler Scott.
Irvin Charles. Who in the hell?
I don't know.
That's my
Tell me
dentist.
too.
I've never heard of that human.
He's out, so he's not even playing. He's getting an O
Oh,
next to his
okay.
name.
Well, that makes sense.
They need to go
Already.
pick up Tyler Scott because at least Fields is familiar with him.
So how is it that the Eagles go trade for John Mechie and the Jets didn't do that? Like, just to see, you know what I mean?
The Jets front office has been a complete and utter joke for a while now, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's always that guy in your league that won't trade a 5th-round pick to make their team better, because they're like, oh, next year I'm going to get that stud Puka Nacua in the 5th round. It'd be great. Never happens. I'm with you, man. I love Fields.
This team, okay, at least the core of the 4 guys, we'll add Braylon Allen there for Billy, like Brees, Garrett Wilson, and Fields. Like, that's going to be scary, dude. Like, they can make some plays just on those 3 players alone. Like, and then not to mention put 2 running backs in the backfield. Fuck it, why not? Put a couple tight ends out there. Like, I don't know who else is really worth playing outside of Mason Taylor. I'm hoping one of these tight ends hits for him. They do got Jelani Woods buried on the depth chart.
Yeah, they just picked him up today.
Yeah. Oh, do they? Nice.
That's my guy.
Defense is good too. We know the defense can ball. I mean, it's not like the best defense in the world, but it definitely can. It definitely can hold its own. I mean, this team can win games, man. Like it's the Jets, so like hold your breath. But like I think Justin Fields could. I think that's why everyone's off of Justin Fields because of all the quarterback carousel that he's been a part of, and then not to mention just being on the Jets. Like, but I don't think that's a curse. I mean, we've seen players be on shitty teams and end up doing all right. Sometimes they're the best teams. Best players have.
True.
I got one more hot take. Oh, it's not really a hot take. It's more of just because this was actually I wasn't even researching the Braylon Allen one. I felt very strongly about that. This one was where I'm not 100% sure because I was hoping to bring some names, but I don't really know who that would even be. I think that the Chiefs are going to go get a running back, and that running back is going to be very usable in fantasy this season. Now, here's the problem. I don't know who that is because if you look behind Pacheco right now, it's Kareem Hunt and Brashard Smith. I don't think either of those guys are the guys they want to be the 3rd down back on this team right now. Whereas, I think there's somebody out there, don't know who, but I think there's somebody they could go get, and they're going to have them in there for pass protection help too, as well with Pacheco. And I just feel like there's a running back out there right now that we don't know that's going to be very usable in fantasy this season, but they're going to be very usable in fantasy this season.
Is it not just Elijah Mitchell?
Could be.
I'm not saying I actually think Pacheco's fine. I think the hype is overblown on Pacheco. He had an injured year last year. Of course, he didn't do good.
One of my hot takes is Pacheco is going to return top 15 value at running back this year. So I disagree with you, Billy.
I wholeheartedly. He was only on the trajectory up, and then he had an injured season. Then everyone just immediately forgot about him. And the Chiefs were leaning into running the football. That was what they were doing. That was part of their game plan. And Pacheco was getting so many carries, and he inevitably got injured week 2.
I was not that excited about Pacheco this year until he ran headfirst. Until he ran headfirst into the wall during that preseason game, and yeah, I'm completely. He is ready to tear up whatever's on the field. So I love Pacheco this year.
I'm excited about Pacheco just simply based on the ADP. You're seeing the complete drop off of running backs, and Pacheco's at 25 or something like that. I don't know exactly what he's at, but I don't have it pulled up. But 25, yeah, fucking nailed it. That is wild to me. Going after RJ Harvey, who is going to be splitting with J.K. Dobbins, whether he hits or not. Pacheco's the number 1 on this team. Yes, they brought in some extra guys, but I don't get it, man. We were on an upward trajectory with Pacheco. They brought in some extra guys because they didn't have depth last year and had to sign old man Kareem Hunt to even play the game because Carson Steele was not it. Which, rip, I'm pretty sure he got cut today. Sad days for him.
He did.
This is not me saying Pacheco is going to be bad this season. That was not the point of what I was saying here. I'm saying that there is a running back that's out there right now. It's not Elijah Mitchell either. I think there's another person, someone out there that's going to come be a part of this team and is going to be usable in fantasy. That's all the take is. Not saying Pacheco isn't usable, just saying there is another running back that's going to be usable.
I don't like it.
This is why this was the last one, because I didn't have enough to like bring it all the way home. So like
I'm glad you were doing research, but you should have done more research.
I don't know a name. That's the problem. I don't have a name. Like Etienne would have been cool, but like the Jags are gonna do this unsufferable thing with the running backs. I swear to God, even LaQuint Allen's gonna be on the field this season, and he wasn't even one of the 3 that we had taken a fireball bet on to lead the team in rushing. Like we don't even have him as an option. I guess if he leads the team, leads the Jags in rushing, we all have to take a shot because none 100%. Of us have that one. So
what do we all have? Do you have that in your list somewhere of which running backs we have?
Yeah, you have Etienne.
Okay, cool.
I can't remember. Joe either has Tootin. I can't remember if Joe has Tootin or Bigsby. Me and Joe have the other 2. I don't know which order.
Got it. I don't care enough.
I'm amazed I didn't bet on LaQuint Allen.
I don't think he existed at the time.
Now I need to go.
Just was born yesterday. He's like an orc they pulled out of the fucking...
that they were going to deal with this for us so that we could not have to go do this nightmare. But nope, they're all 4 of them are going to be on the field in some capacity, doing a tryout type situation, I guess.
All right, I saved the hottest take for the last, and it's late enough in the podcast where we can talk.
Joe, do you have
you guys have gone over me like 3 times here. So
Joe, go.
I was going to talk about the Bears. I thought it was good.
To be fair, Joe, Josh just is like, what you just said kind of reminds me of one of my takes.
Actually, this is the one time they don't actually parallel into each other.
Well, wait, and maybe Joe will lead you into it. How about that?
Can you talk about the Bears?
No, I'm going to talk about the Packers. No Packers receiver had more than 75 targets last year. Packers were bottom 3 in pass attempts in 2024. It's not good. They clearly wanted to run the ball when Malik Willis was in there because God knows he's not a thrower of the football. Enter Matthew Golden. He's going to take all of Christian Watson because Christian Watson is injured right now. He's probably going to take Dontavian Wicks because Dontavian Wicks was absolutely horrible last year. That's, pretty close to the 135 targets that I'm projecting him to have in this offense. And he's going to have an elite target share every week. Going as wide receiver 46, he's an absolute steal. I think Matthew Golden is a top 30 fantasy wide receiver right off the bat.
Top 30?
Mm-hmm.
That's not very bold, dude.
Instant. Wide receiver 46.
Like that's on ice, dude.
I didn't write it down. I came up with that on the fly. Give me
it's warm.
Top 24.
Should have been 15 or something. How about that? Top 24. That's not bad.
Wide receiver.
I hope. I hope. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of Jordan Love buzz out there right now. Like a lot of people are liking him. So
Love buzz.
I mean, Love buzz. Yeah, exactly. And if he ends up being good this season, then you have to imagine that Matthew Golden was having kind of a pop off year. So yeah, I like it.
Yeah, the 135 targets was more of my bold take, but I'll throw it out there.
And I don't disagree with you here. The only issue I have here is everyone hates Jaden Reed, and it's so funny to me. I understand that he doesn't.
The Packers hate Jaden Reed.
Not even. They give him plenty of touches, dude.
They gave him a lot of touches for 5 weeks last year, and then they were just like, no.
The problem is they give him a pop pass at like the worst fucking time, and then it's just like he just gets stood up, and they're like, that didn't work. Jaden Reed sucks. And it's like, no, that was a terrible play call. Like throw him the ball as a screen pass. I don't know. Like get him in space. Don't just put him at the line. He's like one of the smallest guys on the field. But no, I feel like while I actually agree with you, I think Golden actually could potentially be that actual wide receiver 1 that they're looking for, which everyone was hating on. Like there's no wide receiver 1 that's drafting. I think it was Billy that said that. I think he could actually be that guy. And I think it actually helps Jaden Reed at the end of the day. And that once again helps the Packers because if they have 2 receivers and now everybody can finally just admit Christian Watson's a bum, and it has been, which is great.
Damn.
So,
I mean, fair enough, but damn.
I mean, sorry, we were y'all got mad at me about Christian Watson.
His parents might listen to this show.
I hope they do. I'm just kidding. I can never play in the NFL, so you take yours.
No,
all right. Well, now
just to highlight something real quick. I know Josh, you want to go. When I was doing the team preview research for the Packers, and I looked at the targets that Jaden Reed got through weeks. I think it was 1 through 7. It was like 6 targets a game. After that, he got 2.2 targets a game on average. It was insane. Why don't you use your best playmaker? It's beyond me.
It makes no sense, honestly, at all.
I blame Malik Willis.
While we're talking about the NFC North, and it probably wasn't Malik Willis's fault, I have the boldest take of all. The Chicago Bears finally get their 4,000-yard passer.
Okay. I mean, I
was
like
sorry.
it.
I was pausing for dramatic effect. Sorry, and just wanted to see what Joe had to say. Caleb Williams is a good quarterback. I'm not saying he's the greatest thing since sliced bread by any means, but they invested in helping this man. Number one, he could not throw the ball to his first read, whatever it was. Maybe it was the play call. Maybe it was him not trusting himself enough. Only threw 6 interceptions last year, which is pretty impressive, but that was because he held the ball and got sacked 1,000 times. But offensive line's better, brought in 2 more offensive playmakers, and he threw for 3,500 yards last year, which didn't even seem like it because it looked like he just was getting crushed in the backfield the whole time. And everything I saw from Ben Johnson's 38-0 blowout for the Bills was get the ball out as fast as possible. And Williams looked really good on the release. He was throwing it to the first read every time. Just throw it. Just throw it to the first read. See what happens. And usually it worked, honestly. There's a couple of stupid screen passes. They did 2 screen passes in a row on one of those drives, and I was like, dude, that was dumb. And then everyone blamed Robin Dunze for not catching a shitty pass outside because they had to make up ground. But anyway, that's
He should have caught that.
Do you know what? Honestly, though, like, should he have caught the ball just strictly because he's an NFL receiver? Sure. But was it a good throw or was it a good play call? Absolutely.
Well, he had a bad drop against the Chiefs, too. But then he caught the touchdown.
No, yeah. I was going to say, he actually has had some issues in camp. It's fucking camp. But the good news is Ben Johnson is preaching, get this ball out fast, protect your guy. I think Caleb has a chance, man. And he's going as QB like 16 or 17. I've seen him creeping up in the, backup quarterback or deep quarterback leagues lately, though. And I think people are starting to catch wind that, like, holy crap, they have 5 receivers that are good. Like, or could have the potential to be good. True. I'm looking forward to watching the Bears this year. I'm not saying they're going to win the NFC North, or I'm not saying they're going to go win games or whatever, but I think they're going to be fun to watch. Like, I think that's going to be electric. So we're going to see some offensive play calling or some offensive big plays that we never see from the Bears, unfortunately. A lot of 3 and outs.
They should be very exciting to watch. I'm very...
Yeah, I think this is a step in the right direction for the Bears, I think. And not to mention, half these people outside of DJ Moore are going to be on the team for the next 6 years, probably 3 years. This window is wide open at the moment. This is the real test. Like, can Caleb really be that guy? And also, is it like it's the test of like, can we build this team as a unit and keep this team together? Because if this team just turns out like a playoff team this year and loses in the first round, there's something to build on, and that team ends up being something. And shit, I mean, who knows? Maybe they can make a run. I don't want to get crazy though. You know what I mean?
No, I'm also very hopeful that they extended Ryan Poles for 4 years, because the Bears have done this thing where it's like GM hires a head coach who drafts a quarterback falters, GM gets canned, new GM comes in with the coach that was already there, then fires that coach, then gets his guy, then gets fired. And the quarterbacks are just, dealing with shit all the time. So at least with, DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, I don't know what Zacchaeus' contract is, but the 2 rookies, he's going to have the same team for 3 years now. And he's going to have the same GM and hopefully the same coach for 3 years, which is just unprecedented for Chicago. So,
and who knows, maybe there's extensions in the future for these guys too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would love to see a good GM. Hopefully, Virginia, I want to say McCroskey, but what was her name that just passed away?
McCaskey.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully, weren't they wearing, like, instead of the GSH or whatever, they were just rocking a big old M on their sleeve?
Yeah, they got the football on their chest with her initials and the GSH on the.
But it wasn't even initials; it just said M. And I was like, man, that's an aggressive M. And I knew it was for immediately, but I was just like, that's awesome. No, I'm maybe there's something here with this team, but I think Caleb hits 4,000 yards. I don't think there's any doubt in anyone's mind at this point that it's possible. It is funny though, because there was a lot of memes in the offseason about it, and I just sent every single one I saw to Joe.
Yeah, you did, man. It was.
They kind of calmed down because everyone's kind of like, I don't really want to be putting that out right now because it might actually be good.
I just hate being in so many drafts with Bears fans because Caleb Williams always goes earlier than I think he's going to, and I don't have enough of him this year.
I'm getting Caleb in at least one of these drafts for sure.
All right, Joe, do you have one more? I have one, but I don't believe in it, so I don't know if I'm even going to say it. So go ahead, Joe, if you have one you believe in.
I don't really have anyone. Servakia Dennis is going to be a top 12 linebacker for your IDP folks out there.
I like the
I almost
IDP
did
hot
it to my
take.
IDP.
I wanted to build one off of old Bill Krosky Merritt. I just don't know what to even think.
I was trying to do an old Bill
what's
one
going
too.
on there. I know, but I'm just like, I don't even know what to build around it because, like, I could say, yeah, he's going to be a top 12 back, but honestly, like, what them trading Bijan Robinson away to me says, I know to like a lot of the fantasy community, it means like, oh, well, this must mean Krosky Merritt's the immediate number one. This just makes me think that Deebo Samuel is going to be back there a little bit. Like a little bit more
100%.
than we're talking about right now. And like it's not necessarily just going to be Eckler and Bill, that Debo is also going to be involved somehow. So I don't know. Like I just couldn't craft anything because I'm like, I don't really believe that he's going to be a top 12 back, but like if he did it, it would be incredible if he pulled that off. Just from where he came from to where he would end up, that just would be wild.
I was trying to come up with it too, Bill. The only thing I kept circling around to was Eckler is going way too low. That's everything I came up with for JCM. I came up with Eckler. I'm like,
I'm surprised you didn't have one for Tet. I really thought you were going to pull a Tet on us with him trading away Thielen today. I was like, oh, Joe's probably.
I was doing too many wide receivers because those are my favorites, but.
I feel like it's the easiest hot take to make is wide receiver. Either that or a backfield takeover. Like those are the hottest takes you can do.
I did lots of running backs. I had CMC, Genty. I mean, I didn't really touch on the Genty one as much, but Chase Brown. I mean, a little up and down for running backs. I do have one parting thought, and I'll be done. This one isn't a super hot take. I just think Roman Wilson should be rostered in all leagues, like all formats, and he is a free pick for everyone. Last pick of the draft. I just picked him up in the 14-man draft that I just had after the draft ended because I was like, oh yeah, right. He's not even on the list. No one's even thinking about him. Obviously injured all last year with a hamstring injury. He is fully healthy and he just screams Aaron Rodgers' target, man. Like I know DK is gonna be out there catching jump balls from Rodgers, but someone's got to catch an intermediate route. And I'm sorry, I don't believe in what's his face. Calvin Austin or Scotty Miller, Ben Skoranek to be out there catching all the balls. Like I just feel like Roman Wilson just has this like something about him, man. Like we've seen nothing from him yet, but what if, and why not? Like roster in week 1. If he doesn't get a target, drop him. Sure, whatever.
I've been in 2 drafts now. That's a good one. I've been in 2 drafts now where Jonnu Smith didn't get taken, and I'm just like, did we not learn anything from Arthur Smith? Like. Jonnu Smith's going to be a thing. Like I know Pat Freiermuth is probably going to eat a lot of it, but maybe not at the same time. Like it could just be a Jonnu Smith situation, and we're not thinking about it that way because he didn't get, like I said, didn't get drafted in the league I'm in.
Rodgers has never really liked the tight ends, which never made any sense to me by them getting 2 tight ends that are,
he loves your Michael Finley, and then that ended poorly.
That was like the 90s at this
Here's
point.
The thing. It doesn't matter what Aaron Rodgers likes. This is an Arthur Smith,
Okay, yeah, because he calls the shots over Aaron Rodgers.
Can I just I don't understand why everyone thinks that Aaron Rodgers is just going to throw for 1,000 yards and die on the field this year because he was all right with the Jets last year. He wasn't, you're not going to win a Super Bowl with them or win a lot of playoff games or anything, but he's still going to sling the ball. So the Steelers are going to have value some way or another. I don't know. I'm not saying draft Aaron Rodgers. I'm just saying the weapons are fine. He's going to sling it. He's always done it. He's going to continue to do it.
The cool thing about this is Aaron Rodgers is going to be in the playoffs one more time because the Steelers are going to make the playoffs somehow. Like you just know it.
It's crazy to think.
They're always like that 7th seed, and then they have to go play like the Bills or whatever, and it's going to be a fun passing of the torch for Rodgers to hand it to Josh Allen or whatever.
Would be hilarious if Aaron Rodgers was the one to finally break the Steelers streak.
Or to be the one to finally take down the Chiefs in the first round, like say the Bills or the Ravens get the number 1
that would be even more insane.
And Aaron Rodgers takes down Patrick Mahomes, so we have a Patrick Mahomes list rest of the playoffs. That'd be great.
I wouldn't know what to do with that information if that actually happened. I would not know what to do with that in the game.
We'd just be like, wait, we get to
the
watch
defense, but it would just be
we get to watch football without Patrick Mahomes in it and Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. This sounds great. Like everyone's just going to enjoy football except for all the Swifties will leave. Like they'll be mad, but everyone else will enjoy it. Sorry, Gabby.
Ratings tank. The whole league folds.
Yeah, everything just falls apart. And
Yeah, because Aaron Rodgers took down the Chiefs. Okay, well, that is all we have for hot takes this week. The season starts next week. So we are doing week 1 previews next week. Now, we don't know. Usually we do the game by game, go through all the players. We're going to switch up a little bit on how we do that. So tune in next week and you will see exactly how we do that because I don't even know if we know ourselves, if we're going to be completely honest with the audience and all the
a couple ideas
out there in the world. We do have, a couple ideas, but we'll see for sure. So guys, I mean, I hope you all go out and watch college football this weekend. We have like a couple of banger games. So I really hope that it actually gets you all to tune in. Maybe Ohio State, Texas, top 5 matchup.
Jay, I'm playing some golf.
I'm playing some golf Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, never mind. He's already got plans. Never mind. I guess I'll have to watch college football.
Well, nighttime, there's games too, but whatever.
Night golf.
Okay, well, fair enough. I can't argue with that. Okay, so we'll be back next week to preview the 2025-2026 season. Cannot wait. Joe, get us out of here.
Good night and get ready.